I am 2 years sober and finally have my life back. But my family misses the messy version of me they could control. So they decided to stage a New Year's Eve sabotage. It starts with my sister spiking my safe drink with a massive dose of vodka while the family watches and giggles, escalates when I catch the entire conspiracy on my mother's own security system, and ends with me calling the police for tampering and leaving the party in an ambulance just to ensure they faced felony charges. If you think just one drink isn't a big deal, wait until you see the forensic fallout of this betrayal. My name is Leo, and for the last 2 years I have fought a daily war to stay sober after a decade of alcohol abuse that nearly cost me my life and my career. But while my friends and coworkers have been incredibly supportive, my family has been my biggest obstacle because they loved the old me, the party animal Leo, who would pay for everyone's rounds and act as the jester for their amusement. This New Year's Eve, my parents were hosting a massive black tie event at their country club estate, and they made a huge show of telling me how proud they were of my progress and promising that there would be a dedicated non-alcoholic bar just for me. I arrived at the party feeling confident and wearing a suit I bought with the money I saved from not drinking. But the moment I walked in, I could feel the predatory energy from my older sister Megan and my brother Ryan, who were already 5 cocktails deep and making snide comments about how boring and sanctimonious I had become since finding sobriety. Megan kept trying to shove glasses of champagne in my face, saying, "Oh, come on, Leo, it's New Year's, one toast won't kill you." And when I firmly said no, she rolled her eyes and whispered to Ryan that I was no fun anymore. I retreated to the kitchen to get a glass of the special pomegranate punch my mother said she made specifically for me, but as I approached the door I heard muffled laughter from inside and I paused. I looked at the small tablet on the kitchen counter, which was connected to the Ring camera my parents had installed to catch the caterers stealing wine, and I saw Megan and Ryan standing over my punch bowl with a bottle of Grey Goose. Megan was literally pouring a quarter of the bottle into the bowl while Ryan was laughing and saying, "This will take the edge off his ego, he'll thank us when he's finally acting like a human being again." My mother walked in, and instead of stopping them, she just chuckled and told them to make sure he doesn't taste it, before she smoothed her dress and walked back out to the guests. I stood in the hallway feeling a cold, forensic rage that I didn't know I possessed, because this wasn't just a prank. It was a premeditated attack on my health, my sanity, and my legal status, as I have a court-mandated sobriety clause for my professional license. If I had taken a sip of that drink, I could have relapsed, lost my job, and ended up back in the gutter, and my own mother was complicit in the attempt to destroy me. I didn't storm in and scream because I knew that they would just gaslight me and say it was an accident or that I was being paranoid, so I hit the record button on the tablet and saved the footage to my personal cloud, and then I did something they never expected. I walked into the kitchen with a bright fake smile and thanked Megan for looking after my drink, and I watched her face light up with a sick, expectant joy as she handed me a glass of the poisoned punch. I took the glass, walked out to the center of the ballroom where my father was about to give the New Year's toast, and I waited for the exact moment the room went silent. My father stood on the grand staircase with his glass raised, telling the crowd of 100 people about the importance of family values and the strength of the Sterling name. And just as he was about to lead the countdown, I stepped forward and tapped my glass with a spoon until every eye was on me. I saw Megan and Ryan in the front row grinning like idiots waiting for me to take the sip that would break me. But instead I pulled out my phone and connected it to the house's massive surround sound system and the dual screen projectors they were using to show a countdown video. I told the room, "Before we celebrate the new year, I want everyone to see what family values looks like in the Sterling house." And I hit play on the security footage. The entire ballroom watched in high definition as Megan and Ryan dumped a bottle of vodka into the sober person's punch, while my mother encouraged them, and the sound of their laughter echoed through the silent room like a death knell. Megan's face went from smug to a sickly shade of green as she realized her prank was being broadcast to her boss, her future in-laws, and the entire local social register. I didn't stop there. I held up the glass they had just handed me, and I told the crowd, "This is an attempt at chemical assault on a recovering person, and it is a felony in this state." My father tried to rush the stage to shut off the video, but I had already called 911 before I walked out, and at that exact moment, the blue and red lights of 3 police cruisers started flashing through the tall windows of the ballroom. The New Year's fight turned into a forensic crime scene as I handed the glass to the first responding officer and told him that I wanted to press charges against my siblings for tampering with a consumer product and against my mother as an accessory. The guests were in a state of absolute shock. Some were recording on their phones, while others were literally running for the exits to avoid being associated with the scandal. Ryan tried to swing at me, screaming that I was ruining their lives over a joke, but the police tackled him to the marble floor right in front of the Christmas tree and cuffed him while Megan started hyperventilating and claiming she was having a heart attack to avoid being arrested. My mother was sobbing and begging me to think of the family reputation, but I reminded her that she didn't think of my life when she watched them spike my drink. The sheer density of the betrayal was finally out in the open, and I felt a strange sense of freedom as I watched the perfect Sterling family be dismantled by their own malice. I spent the first few hours of the new year at the police station giving a formal statement while Megan and Ryan were being processed into the county jail for felony assault and reckless endangerment. My father showed up with a team of high-priced lawyers trying to intimidate me into dropping the charges, but I looked him in the eye and told him that if he didn't leave, I would add an obstruction of justice charge to the pile. He actually tried to offer me a settlement of $50,000 to say it was all a misunderstanding, but I realized then that to them, everything has a price, even my life and my recovery. It's been 3 months, and the family is a total wreck. Megan lost her engagement because her fiancé's family didn't want a felon in the family, and Ryan is currently in a court-mandated diversion program that is ironically similar to the one I went through for my sobriety. My mother has been socially ostracized and had to resign from the hospital board because the video of her laughing at my poisoning went viral in our town. I have officially cut ties with all of them, and I am moving across the country to take a senior partner position at a firm that values my work and my boundaries. I realized that my family didn't hate my addiction, they hated my strength, because once I was sober, they could no longer use me as the black sheep to make themselves look better. I spent this evening at a local AA meeting celebrating my 2 years and 3 months birthday, and the support I received from strangers was 10 times more genuine than anything I ever got from my own blood. I am starting this new year with a clean slate, a clear head, and the knowledge that I am the only person who gets to decide what goes into my body and who stays in my life. This wasn't just a fight over a drink, it was a total audit of my existence, and for the first time, I am the one who passed the test. So, what do you think? Was I right to call the police and press felony charges against my own siblings for spiking my drink? Or did I destroy my family over a holiday prank that I caught in time? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button if you think Leo's sobriety is worth more than his family's reputation, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Reddit tales of boundaries and justice. See you in the next one.